Greetings, EastEnders fans. Welcome to this week's Albert Square After Dark, your weekly EastEnders podcast, where this week we'll be discussing the episodes that aired between the 9th to the 12th of February 2026. How are you all? Joining me today is Rob. Hello, Rob. How are you?
I mustn't grumble, Ree. How are you this week?
Yeah, I'm all right. Do you know what? I'm still not
What?
used to saying 2026.
Every time you say it, I'm like, what's she on about? And then I realise that the year has changed. How
Yeah.
long does it take for us to sort of get you? How many times have you written the year this year so far? I've only done it once.
Oh, no, I've written it a few times, to
I've
be
only
fair,
written
but I
on.
still have to, stop and go
Yeah,
26. I'm still at
yeah,
that point where you're still
yeah.
having to remind yourself.
I should get used to it
It's
around October time. It's fine.
I was just going to say, just as we're about to enter Christmas, I think you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
No, it's 2026,
2026.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Pancake Day soon.
Oh yeah, it's February, isn't
It
it? Is
is
it next
Pancake Day.
week?
I
The
think it's next
Tuesday.
week. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Tuesday. Yeah,
Tuesday.
exactly.
What you
What
having?
are? Well, I
Oh,
tend to be a golden syrup boy. I love a bit of golden syrup on a pancake.
oh, yeah. Do you know what? Fair, actually.
Mm.
Oh, now you've made me think because I'm normally a lemon and sugar gal.
Vanilla, I would say to that. You know what I mean?
Well, I like vanilla ice cream, so
But
maybe some.
fair,
Do
fair.
you know what? Sometimes simple's all right, Rob.
That's why we get
Right?
on.
I love. Yeah,
Yeah.
your end.
Thank you.
lemon,
Thank you.
lemon and sugar, but then you just
Yes.
said golden syrup, and
Mm.
now I'm thinking, actually, when we last met up, do you remember? We got breakfast included at the hotel, and I just kept going back for the
Yes.
pancakes with the
Yes.
bacon and syrup and
Yes.
maple
Yeah. You
syrup.
were obsessed with that, weren't
So,
you? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. You
I'm now
ate them like it
thinking
was Shrove Tuesday.
I did
Yeah.
like it was Lent the next day, which it is.
Absolutely.
Mm,
Yeah, so I think what might happen is I'll have loads of pancakes on Pancake Day and then just not eat pancakes for 40 days, or indeed the rest of the year until next Pancake Day. It's the only time I ever eat
And
them.
that's your, and then I
Yeah.
know, I know. I don't. I make them for my daughter all the time. Though banana
Mm.
pancakes she loves, but no.
Your daughter is a princess, that's why.
Yes, quite literally. I was showing you
Tell
a picture earlier, weren't
you
I?
were tell the viewers and listeners about why she had a meltdown today. I'm very
Why are
amused
you
by this.
making me relive all
I
this?
know, I know.
Because she has to pick her outfit out the night before,
Mm.
otherwise we have a meltdown.
Sensible,
So we always
sensible.
pick an outfit out, and then she put it on, and the dress wasn't twirly enough.
Mm.
Cue 15-minute meltdown.
Yeah, I understand that
Um,
completely.
So she's left the house today wearing a princess crown and a wand. So that's how my morning's gone so far.
So she's currently going around the house zapping things, is she? Like the Princess Fairy
Yeah,
she is.
she's off outfit day with her grandparents wearing it still.
Mm.
I said, you know what? You pick your battles, don't you?
Yeah,
Right, who's it harming?
yeah.
She's 3.
She's got
If
a
she wants
wand.
to wear it, sure,
In her mind, it's a
sure.
deadly weapon. In
Yeah.
reality, it's just a bit of plastic and it's going to be fine.
She's she's also got a princess dress on. Not a
Mm.
princess dress, sorry, a rainbow dress on with literal rainbows on them. It's colourful
Ally.
thing you've seen. And a rainbow cardigan, like
Wow.
pastel coloured. Yeah, she's gone all out. She picks
Yeah.
everything that she wears
So she's a
herself. Yep.
rainbow fairy princess with a wand.
She's yeah, she's not got the wings on though. Let's not mention that. Oh, that'll be
No,
the
that'll
next
be
one
another
to
15
add.
minutes. That'll be another
Yeah,
15 minutes.
yeah. So
There we
yeah.
are then. Marvellous. So,
Lovely.
hello everybody. Welcome to Albert Square After Dark.
Hello.
Hello. This week's EastEnders, a mixed week, I would say. There's been a lot going on. Quite a lot going on. We've
Yes, a lot.
returned to the year. I can't help but feel that the 2000s were very much Ben Wage's era, and he's just enjoying
100%.
pulling his old toys out of a toy box and going, "Yeah, this is what they do now," and
Yeah.
that's what we've got this week. I think the whole Jake Chrissie stuff, referring to Danny and all of this kind of
Danny,
thing.
yeah. We were
Yeah,
messaging about that. Like that
yeah.
was a bit random. Or is it gonna be relevant?
I don't know. I feel like this
I
might.
don't think it is
I didn't get the
actually.
sense that I feel like Jake and Chrissy are gone now, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're back next week. But I certainly didn't get that sense.
We didn't. I feel like we need to see them exit there. Surely, like we just had Chrissy obviously say the thing to Kat. Surely, then we're just not going to see him again after that. Surely not.
Is Alfie going to
You
return from
reckon?
Australia and Jake's just going to be long gone?
Yeah,
He's
I
never
do
going to find
think
out the
that'll
truth about
happen.
Danny. Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
I do think Spencer's going to come back, and I'm wondering if that's why they've mentioned Danny for some reason. I don't
Maybe
know.
I would not mind a Spencer recast. I have to say, I'd be
I
happy to
wouldn't
see
either.
Spencer.
Same, I'd be here
As
for
long as they
it.
keep his character exactly the same as it was before, I'd be
Yes.
quite happy with that.
Yeah, I agreed. I won't mind it
Mm.
either.
I'll have to wait and see. But lots of other stuff kicking off this week. Nuggets, not well. We'll talk about Nuggets in a
Bless
moment,
him.
mixed in with all the Ravi stuff. Turns out that Louis is a big old bully. Bully Beale.
Who'd have thought Bully Beale's got a ring
Bully
to it,
Beale.
hasn't it?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
And B continues being just a random loon.
Do you know what?
I'm
I
obsessed.
absolutely love her.
Yeah,
I
I can't
absolutely love
help it.
her.
I can't help
Sorry to
it.
the haters.
I don't,
I
yeah.
love her.
I'm
I love
seeing
her.
more love for B online than I am hate, I have to say.
And I've seen more hate than love, but there we go.
Maybe we just go to different areas of the internet, Ree.
I was going to say, I think it depends what platforms you're on.
You're on the
You'll
dark
give you
web,
your
I'm on the light
opinion.
web,
On
maybe.
the dark web,
You're on the
yeah,
dark web,
evidently. Yeah, I
evidently.
think so.
So let's crack on with this week's Albert Square After Dark. Right, let's kick off this week. We're talking about Nugget and Ravi and Priya and a bit of Mark as well. So last week we got the sense that something was a little bit off with Nugget. He had that thing where he was sort of staring into the distance. And this is the reason why. Epilepsy, it would transpire. Not helped by the fact, I would argue, that he was having driving lessons. That's stressful on
Yes.
its own.
With all of the family in the car as
Yeah,
well. Like that
worst
would just
combination.
be. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
I'd
Can you
fake a
imagine a
fit to get out of
Varney? Can
that.
you imagine
Yeah,
a Varney being sat in back
yeah,
while you're trying to learn to
not
drive? Being
helpful.
like,
Not
"Do you even
helpful.
drive, bro? Do you
Yeah,
even drive,
yeah,
bro? Where's your gear stick?"
yeah.
Like, it
Wouldn't be
was so
helpful.
off-putting, wouldn't it? And
No,
Priya, yeah, it's just too
it's
much.
just too stressful. You cannot learn,
Yeah,
especially in London. Can you imagine? Like the roads in London, trying to learn how
yeah,
to navigate around them when you've got the entire of the Galati family in the back seat, like kicking off at
that's
each
so
other.
true.
That's not good. Yeah, no, it's a good
Can you
job for the
imagine trying to
Nugget.
learn how to drive in London full stop? That'd
No,
be.
no, I
No, I
wouldn't.
can't,
No,
to be fair.
that's why the
I know
tube
how to
exists.
drive, and I don't think I'd want to drive in
No,
London, to be
anyone who
fair.
drives in London is a psychopath. No offense. Like, why would
Yeah,
you? Those roads are
yeah, go on
mental.
tube.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. So yeah, he keeps zoning out, doesn't he? Like he
Mm,
keeps having these
yeah.
moments where like he's just not on this planet and he's getting
Hmm.
headaches and sort of like getting irritable and all that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And eventually, what happens is that he's sat behind the wheel. Fortunately, they're not driving at this point, which is where I
Mm.
thought it was going at one point. I was
Yeah,
like,
I did. I thought you were going to get
yeah,
angry and try to drive off or
yeah,
something.
and then he's gonna have a
Yeah.
fit behind the wheel or something.
Hmm.
I don't know. That might still happen at some point in the future. Like he technically does know how to
Possibly.
drive now. He has a car and he has epilepsy.
True.
Maybe when he finds out about Ravi,
That's a very good point.
that might
That is a
happen.
very good. Oh, when do you think
Mm.
that's going to be? It's dragging. Oh, actually, I
And
say dragging. It's
I
not
don't think it is.
dragging. It
I
don't
don't think
feel
it is
like it's
dragging.
dragging. No, no.
No.
It's taking a while for it to come out there, which
I'm
I'm
at the
not
minute. No,
against.
at the minute I'm sort of at the minute I'm sort of like I'm all right with the speed it's going at the minute because it's kind of
Yes.
mostly it's kind of about Ravi and how he's dealing with the guilt of what he's
Mhm.
effectively done to his son.
Yes, very
Because it
true.
transpired. Nugget has this big old fit, basically. Very well acted, I thought, by Jaheim. I thought that was an
Re-
excellent fit. Freaked me out. How did
it
he do that
freaked
thing
me
with his
out.
eyes?
Honestly, it really freaked me out. I thought it was done so well. Even just the shaking of his body as well. Like that must take some research doing that kind of thing.
Well, apparently, I was looking on
Mm,
according to the socials, they haven't done a huge thing about it like on the program, I don't think, but
yeah.
they've been working with like epilepsy, like people and all that kind of thing.
Good.
Like
Yeah.
there's been conversations had to try and make it all as realistic as possible, and that came across because I would say
Mhm.
fitting acting isn't easy.
No, that you wouldn't. I wouldn't know where to start. You
Like you've
just
seen, so like it's not just a case of you sort of lie on the floor and just sort of convulse your
no.
body a bit. Like there's actual like things that are happening during a fit. It's not just your typical lie on the
Yeah.
floor and shake a bit. Like there's more
Yeah.
going
Of
on. Even
course.
that eye thing. I don't know how he did the eye thing.
No, I don't. Incredible, to be
Yeah,
fair.
really,
Yeah,
really good.
it were worrying to watch, weren't it?
Yeah,
Like I was
it was
genuinely
quite shocking.
worried.
Yeah.
Mm,
So he gets taken to hospital, which seems to be Nugget's second home these days. Bless him.
mm.
Like he's
Do
spending
you
a lot of time
know?
in hospital.
Do you know what I did appreciate actually that Linda was a bypasser and
Yes,
mentioned about
yes,
Nancy? I thought
yes.
that were, and obviously Priya turns around and goes, "Oh, since when have you been a doctor?" Like, which she probably would in that
Yeah, I think
situation.
you. What are you getting involved for? Yeah.
Yeah, like, what do you know? So I wonder if that might be a thing, if maybe Linda might start having conversations with,
Maybe.
or do you think it was just a mention?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that might happen, but I think I was just
Mm,
quite happy with them just at least referencing the fact that Linda would know what to do in that
acknowledging it.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it makes and it makes us aware, I think, that somebody on the square knows about fitting and Nugget has
yeah,
started fitting. So I feel like
true.
there's potential for them to sort of go
Yeah.
together. And Linda does seem to be in this mode at the moment where she can just step into anybody's story,
She's
doesn't she?
helping everybody around the
Yeah,
square, I feel.
mother
I
of the
feel like
square.
her and, well, this is what I mean. I feel like her and Priya could maybe, they don't need to
Mm.
be best mates, but maybe have a little conversation at some point about it and offer some wisdom mother to mother or
Yeah,
something. I don't
that'd be
know.
nice. That'd be nice.
Mm.
But yeah, Nugget's back in hospital again, and he discovers that he's got epilepsy that was brought on by his injuries for the attack. So effectively, Ravi has caused his son to have epilepsy.
Well, yeah, essentially. Do you know what? Did you notice how Priya at first were trying to convince Ravi, like, oh, it'll be something to do with his kidneys and toxins going to his brain,
Mm.
and it's like, why? Why are
Why
you
would your
trying to?
kidneys have anything to do with that?
But
Yeah.
Priya knows that. Why was she trying to say that? Why was she? I don't know. I'm finding it a bit difficult how much Priya's trying to comfort Ravi about it all and how understanding she is, considering you can see the effect it's had on Nugget.
Yeah, I mean the thing I can see from that is that she's also seeing the effect that it's having on Ravi as well, and she knows how Ravi
True.
can spiral. So maybe she's trying to sort of balance this thing
Yeah.
of bollocking him whilst also trying to sort of keep him on the straight and narrow as
True,
well.
because yeah, it's not like she's not bollocked him along the way, to be
No,
fair.
she
So you
has,
might
and she
have a
did that
point.
plenty this
Yeah,
week as well, didn't she? To
yeah.
be fair.
And maybe
Um,
she thought, you know what, let's deal with one thing at a time. Ravi, you
yeah,
spiraling is not for now. Let's
yeah.
focus on
We'll
Nugget.
spiral.
All
Yeah,
right.
once our son's out of hospital again, maybe we'll concentrate on you
Yeah,
spiraling.
yeah.
But Ravi's not interested in waiting. He spirals away. Goes to Harry's barn. Again, I wouldn't be going there in a month of Sundays after what happened. After what
I
happened to
thought
him,
that as well. Like, Ravi,
Even
what you
Nicola was
doing?
like, "What are you doing here?"
Like, Nicola, pour your drinks. Are you
Yeah,
for
it's like, do you want a
real?
drink? Yeah,
Anyway,
fine. And he gets into a fight with some really charming blokes at the bar. Really nice blokes they were,
yeah,
weren't they?
aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
All over
Start
Chelsea and
all
then
over
racist to
Chelsea.
Ravi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
nice
basically
one.
implying that, why are brown people drinking? You don't drink, do you?
Yeah,
None of you
yeah,
lot
innit?
drink. I
Oh
beg
my
to
God.
differ, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, please. What are you trying to say, Rob?
What am I trying to say? Yeah, I've got
Oh,
many
don't
beer.
open that blooming pearl again.
It's not even a can, is it? A can of worms. It's more
No,
like an
kind of worms.
entire.
There we go.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's not even a can. It's more like an entire barrel.
in
Um,
it.
yes. So he gets into a fight. Mark jumps in at this point
Yes.
because Ravi and Mark have discovered together that they are actually effectively part of the same team
Gang,
because they're both
gang,
working for the same gang.
gang, gang,
There was a
gang.
gang. There was a term this week used, which I thought was hilarious. If it's a real thing, someone needs promoting because Mark has been hired as a plumber to find the leak. Quite like
I
that.
noticed that. I
I quite like
loved
that.
that.
I
Yeah,
don't know
I
if that's a
liked
real
that as
thing,
well.
a real term that people
Yes.
in that industry use, but I quite liked it.
Yeah, I noticed that as well and wondered if it were a genuine term
Yeah,
that they use in those parts of the world. What would you call that? The
yeah, the
criminal
underworld.
world. Yeah, the
Yes.
underworld. There we go.
Um, And so, yeah, so they're basically doing a drop off together. Ravi's kind of fully aware, right? Well, great, because now somebody I'm working with is somebody I need to grass up. And
Mm.
Mark kind of suspicious of Ravi, I think.
He
But
was at
then,
first, weren't you?
yeah,
Because they saw him talking to Jack. I think Mark was 100% suspicious, and then just because obviously there's three men who were being
mm,
horrendous in Harry's barn, then they start on Mark, don't they? And Ravi comes and saves the day. And I think at that point, that's when Mark goes, "Oh, it can't be him. He's loyal
yeah.
because you know he
Well,
didn't need to get involved. He could have watched me get
yeah.
beat up,
Well, he
and you
talks to
know,
Phil as well, doesn't he? And Phil's like, yeah,
yeah,
he's scum, but he's not a grass. It's fine.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, which wrong. And so this fight kicks off. At first, it's outside, and Ravi and Mark are both doing it together, and they seem to win, and these blokes run off. And then
Mm,
later, Ravi sees them again and seems to sort of like open himself up to go on then, boys, do your worst, which
yeah,
effectively is another way of self-harming himself, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Because he could have easily run off. He deliberately wanted him to
Yeah,
hurt him.
yeah, he wanted the pain of it all.
It
Um,
annoyed me that. Do you know why that annoyed me though?
why
On
did that annoy
principle, a
you?
little bit. Because obviously the fact that he shouldn't be letting himself get hurt. But the fact
Yeah.
that he's letting yeah, but he was letting
Oh,
racists
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it. That's what
Yeah,
annoyed me, and I'm sure I'm
well,
looking into that way too much
probably.
because you know.
Because at the end of the day, who else was he going to get to beat him up at that moment? It's like anybody else.
I
Not
know, but I was
you.
just
Not
like, yeah,
you.
but then
You're
it's
beating
making
me up
them
for the
feel
wrong
like they've,
reasons.
yeah, but that's it though. It's making them feel like they've won. Anyway, I know that wasn't the point of it, but I was like, oh, can't you like get someone who's not
Get someone
racist to
else.
beat you up or something? Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets himself all beaten up, and then goes to the hospital because all of this time, Nugget and the rest of the family are sort of in the hospital waiting for news and like, where's Ravi gone? So he comes to the hospital, beaten up, hair askew. We know
Oh,
Ravi's
that
not in a good.
hair.
Well, we know that Ravi's not in a good place when his hair's in that state.
Hmm.
And everyone's sort of like, "What's happened to you? Have you been fighting?" And he's like, "Yeah, I found the guy that did this to Nugget. He won't be giving us any more hassle." And everyone's sort of like, "Oh, well, that's good then." And don't really
Oh,
ask any
that's
questions
sorted
about who
then.
it is, why they did it in the
Yeah.
first place, how Ravi found out who it was, nothing like that. They were just sort of like
Yeah.
settled with the idea that Ravi had found him.
I were expecting Nugget to ask a few more questions, but then again, I guess maybe he's just thinking, all right, well, it's dealt with. I don't need to ask any further because
Yeah,
I'm in hospital now. But
yeah.
I was surprised that nobody asked any more questions and we're just okay with Ravi's dealt with it. That's all we need to know. Look at him. He's
Mm,
clearly dealt with it. All right.
yeah.
Do you know what? To be fair, actually, those three guys weren't that good, were they? They had all those weapons. He came away without
Yeah, it
really
didn't seem
many
that bad.
injuries, a couple of scratches and
Arguably,
bruises.
let's see the other guys. Maybe they did come off worse in the end, I would argue.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe, to be
Because
fair.
in all, as in all moments when this sort of thing occurs, there's one gobby one and then two silent
Yeah,
people behind him.
very
I bet
true.
the silent ones are dead probably, and the
Yeah,
gobby one is
yeah,
the gobby one's had his legs broken. I would say
yeah.
maybe.
Do you know what? I hope so.
There you go.
Okay, I
There
hope
you go.
so.
There you
There
go.
we
They
are.
got a few punches in just to kind of give Ravi the
Yeah.
fix that he
All right.
needed,
I'm
and then
all
he
right
dealt
with it
with
all
them.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
fine
There
then.
you go.
Okay.
Fan fiction's great in it. So yeah, and then Priya is sort of drags him aside and is sort of like,
Mhm.
"What are you talking about? Why have you told Nugget that? Like, what is
Yeah.
going on with you?" And Ravi eventually kind of confesses to her that he is an informant. He's a grass. There's something I don't know why, but I thought Priya already knew this.
No, she's not known for ages. This has been the thing, hasn't it? He's been sneaking off.
Yeah,
She thought, I think she still thought that he were doing dodgy stuff because
yeah,
he'd said to her, I can't just get out of it that easily or they'll hurt everyone.
yeah.
But he'd not told her that he were a grass.
Mm.
Now he's just told her, oh, actually, I'm a grass. What did you think to her reaction when she started packing and saying you've endangered the entire family? And
Well, she's not wrong, is she?
no, and do you know what? When she was saying it, I was like, actually, has he actually done the total wrong thing? And he should have just actually been sent down for his crimes if he wanted to protect his family, really.
I mean, probably to be fair, but
Do you know what I mean?
he's trying to get the best of both worlds, isn't he? He's trying to stay out
Yeah,
of prison and apparently also keep his family safe. But him being out of
ironically.
prison, yeah, is like his family are anything but safe at the moment. Let's be
Yeah,
real here. He's
yeah.
got a Mr. Big apparently after everybody who just sends photos of family members out left, right, and centre to get people to do what he wants.
Who is this?
Are
Do you
we
think
gonna?
it is
Yeah,
somebody we kind of
is
know
this
or
gonna be a
something?
thing, or
I
because
don't
it just
know.
feels. I feel like it could work either way. Like we would just never meet
Mm,
this person, and he
yeah,
might
I
just
agree.
kind of be some unseen character in the background
Yeah.
that, like, occasionally will just give a randomer of Wolford a hard time, but
Mm,
we just never meet this person. Or they
mm.
could be slowly introducing some Jack Dalton type figure.
Or just somebody that we know as well, like I don't
Yeah,
know, Ronnie
I've
or
been
Roxy or someone like they're married to
Keep
him or
trying, Ray. Keep talking it into existence. Yes. I don't know, but I wouldn't mind sort of seeing who this is because
no,
presumably
I
whoever
wouldn't.
they are is
Mm,
somebody who knows what they're doing. You know.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Is it? Yeah, and also, how's Mark? We still don't really know how Mark's involved in it all.
No,
How long has he been back in UK and
I
everything?
do get the feeling that we're just supposed to sort of roll over and just be like,
Oh,
so
we're not.
Mark's involved in all of this. I feel like I don't know
Oh,
because
right, okay.
he's been back long enough now for us to have had time to get some form of explanation for it all.
Mm,
Like maybe even the scene between him and Ravi, they could have spoken
yeah,
about what exactly happened to get Mark into this
true.
situation,
Yeah, and they've
and they
just
just
not
didn't.
mentioned it, have
They
they?
might still do that because I feel like Mark and Ravi and Priya as well are now
Yes.
becoming a bit of a trio. So maybe we might find out something. Maybe Priya might get some information out of him that's still
Yeah,
to come.
what was that with Priya and trying to do you think she's just
So
trying to keep her friends close, enemies closer
yeah,
type
that's
thing?
effectively what it is. I mean,
Right.
I got this sense that she was going to sort of get the flirt on with him a little bit because,
I wondered that, but then would she do that with Ravi?
yeah, she's not
I
going to
don't
cheat on Ravi to
understand.
get to keep.
No.
Is she going to do that?
Nah, she wouldn't. I don't feel like Priya would do that.
But bear in mind, this is the same woman who was prepared to sleep with Ian Beale in order to keep the money coming in and to keep secrets safe.
Yeah, but she was single. That's a bit different
She
though
was
when you're
single there.
single,
She was on
surely.
a break. It was fine. Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
yeah.
but you know what I mean. I don't put her down as a cheater. She's loyal,
But
if anything. She's loyal,
she
Priya.
is
Come
loyal.
on.
But then also, is this because I feel like Ravi and Priya are on rocky ground at the moment?
No, but I don't feel like they are. They were, and then once she got her head round it, she was like, "You can't be dealing with all this on your own. Just tell me everything. It's okay. I'm
Mm,
going to help you through it." I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like this is the little bit where I'm struggling to believe it that Priya is so understanding towards everything
Well,
with
this is what I
Ravi.
mean. Is she not as understanding as we think she is? I feel like one more thing would push her because she's
But
already
I feel
said to
like she's had
Ravi.
two more things this week, and she's still like
Yeah, I don't
helping
know.
him.
She is helping him. I don't know. It's at the end of the day, I think it's going to be whatever she works out will keep the kids safest.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
And if
yeah,
walking away from Ravi is going to do that, then that's what she's going to do, I would
yeah.
say,
True.
which would
Yeah, because I
give
still, yeah,
Mark a which would give Mark a way in if that's where the story's going.
I could see her trying it with Mark, but not if she's with Ravi
Yeah.
at all.
We shall see. But yeah, at the moment, Mark has kind of had his suspicions allayed about Ravi, but I feel like it's not going to take much to get them started again. Whatever Priya is planning, I don't think is going to work. Ravi
No,
continues to spiral, and Nugget still needs to find out what his dad actually did to him. How is that going to happen, do we think? Because I feel
I
like
d-
that's going to be sort of the catalyst of everything going crazy.
well, we mentioned it last week. Who knows? You got Ravi, Priya,
Nicola,
Harry,
Harry,
Nicola, George.
George.
I
Yeah, I
don't
think
think it'll be
George.
George.
No, George won't be involved in that, I wouldn't have thought.
Maybe
So.
Nicola. I wouldn't be surprised if it
mm,
were Nicola
Or Harry,
somehow.
one of the yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, yeah.
Because how else
Or
unless you just overhears something.
or Avani will overhear
Yeah,
Ravi and Priya, and
yeah,
she'll figure it out. Maybe
yeah,
I could see
maybe.
that happening.
Or she'll get something out of Barney, maybe.
Yeah, but Barney, they've squashed that, haven't they, last week?
Mm,
Said, oh no, Barney just misheard something. But yeah, maybe Barney as well. And then I think that Nugget and Avani will just go and live with Suki and Eve, maybe. If they're
yeah,
able to, though, because obviously they're doing the whole adoption thing. I don't know
yeah,
if,
somehow in the background that's
yeah,
going on still. Yeah.
yeah.
I guess we'll see. But yeah, I really
Mm,
liked all the sort of stuff with Nugget this week. I'm really
yeah,
intrigued to sort
same.
of see how that all plays out.
Like you say, bless Nugget in and out of that hospital,
He
isn't
basically
he?
lives there, doesn't he? Bless him.
Yeah, no
Second
luck at
home.
all. Do
I
you think
know.
he can drive? By the way, I'm going to ask this because I'm not entirely
I
sure what the rules are with
He certainly
epilepsy and
can't at the
stuff.
minute. I feel like they've got to sort of work out what medication he needs.
Yes, they did say they're going to have to do some trial
Yeah,
medication and dosages. So, do you
yeah,
think once he's on the correct dosages? Actually, do you
possibly.
know what? My sister-in-law's mum's epileptic, and
Mm.
I think it depends on when they've last had a seizure or something. So,
Okay,
if they're quite confident that the medication's working, I think
then
they're
they'll let you
able to.
drive. Yeah.
Don't quote me on this. I do
No,
apologise if I've
do
got
not
this
take medical
really
advice
wrong.
from this
No,
podcast.
no, but that is anecdotally what I remember my sister-in-law
Right.
saying about it. So
Okay.
yeah, I think maybe. But
Mm.
again, that's going to have an effect on Nugget
It
because
is.
you would think for a while he's not going to be able to drive, and he's just started having driving lessons. It's quite a big thing, isn't it?
It is, and this is now a character that has epilepsy, so this now needs to
Mm,
be this is a thing from here on in,
yeah,
presumably. Like it's
definitely.
not something that you cure, I don't think. It's
No,
something you can control, but you can't
yeah,
cure it.
yeah.
So this is a thing with Nugget now going forward.
Mm,
So he's got epilepsy and he's also got kidney dialysis issues as well. So yeah, bless
yes,
him. Bless him.
bless
And
him.
he's only been on the square a couple of years.
Yeah,
So let's talk about B. Sacked from the minute marks, unsurprisingly, I would say. There was
yeah.
no other outcome was going to happen from that. Like, I'm surprised she lasted that long, to be honest with you.
She's an absolute chancer, isn't she?
She really
As if she
is.
were like, oh, and I'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Like, what are you on
I mean, you can't fault the
about?
girl's optimism, can you?
No,
No.
no. I do think that she is I think she's a master manipulator.
Oh God, yeah,
She sussed Vinny out straight away.
she did.
Absolutely sussed him out.
I'm finding her fascinating. I have to say, like,
Same.
she's a very interesting character. Like I say, I wasn't sure when she first arrived, but now
Yes.
we're getting into her, and I'm sort of like, oh, you're one of these that seems capable of anything, and I quite like that in a character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I'm actually really enjoying her.
Mm.
I've been chuckling a bit this week, like, I
She's
can't wait to
funny.
see where this goes.
I mean, what do you think? Like, what is the outcome for B? Like, what's your theories?
Well, it's your theory,
You're
right,
nicking
about
mine and claiming it's
honey.
your own. That's not
No,
the
I've
first
just said
time.
it's
Go on.
your theory,
Go on then.
right?
What?
When you said about how she's going to try and maybe like become honey or something,
Yeah.
and remember what the actor was on? She's an impressionist.
Oh, that's true. God, that would have been some in-depth casting if they worked that out,
So
wouldn't they?
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if it's going to go down that route and she's going to like become
Mm,
honey, like
yeah.
really become her or
What's the
something.
phrase for it? Is it single? Is it single white woman or something like that? Where you become you choose to become somebody, and you
What's your
basically
words here, Rob? Where are you going with this?
no, it's a phrase. I think it's a phrase that they use where,
Is
like,
it?
yeah, like a woman will basically try and impersonate someone's life completely, including trying to take their partner and their family and their household and their job, and basically become
Single
this
white
person.
woman.
I
Where have you
think it's
got
called
this
single
from?
white woman. I think that's what it's called. It's a
Have you
term.
been on Joel's, Drake Zagan links
I
here?
don't know.
What's it
I've
called,
just
Drake
seen it
Zagan?
I've seen it as a term, and I think that's the
All
term
right,
that's
fair
used to
enough, fair. I've
describe it.
never heard that.
I
But
might be
you
wrong.
mean,
Someone will
yeah.
correct me in the comment section, but I think that's what it's
This is
called.
what
I
I'm
could be
waiting for. I'm
wrong.
trying to help you out, but
Fine,
that's it.
bring it
You've
on.
opened that
Let's
one.
open that can of worms. Fine. But anyway,
Yeah.
Suki basically turns around to Honey and says, "Well, yeah, you're both sacked, and we're going to be countersuing you for slander because of what was mentioned in that letter. Thanks very much." So, and I mean, could you see Suki getting much of a case out of that? I don't think so.
I I don't even think Suki went to a solicitor. I
No, of
think
course
she
she
just knew. I
didn't.
think Suki knows exactly what to say, and she
Yeah,
thought. I mean, you've got Eve. Actually, she's got Eve, hasn't she? Maybe that
yeah,
was the
that's true.
solicitor.
Yeah, yeah.
So she probably just got a bit of legal stuff. What shall I say to him? Oh, just say he'll get enough slander. Although, having said that, I can't imagine Eve backing her on it that much.
I
Actually, it
don't
was a
know.
pretty bad email.
It was a bad email, but at the same time,
Yeah.
nothing in it was untrue.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so how is it slander if it's all true anyway,
True, but
technically, I
I feel
guess.
like someone like Honey, not
Mm,
necessarily B. I don't think B was that bothered, but I feel like
yeah.
Honey is the sort of person you could say legal words to and she'll back off
Yeah.
quite quickly. And
Yeah,
I think that's what
exactly.
Suki was
Which is what
working with more than
happened.
anything. If that's to be honest with you,
Yeah,
I don't even
true.
think she'd need any advice from me to deal with that, in all honesty.
No, true. Very true. Yeah, I think Suki knows exactly how to handle it, doesn't she?
But B's not bothered because B's response to that is to say to Vinny, right, well, that's fine. Obviously, everything that's going on with Nugget, I'm really sorry that you're going through all that. And the protest as well, that everyone's going to completely boycott the Minute Marts because everyone's heard what you've done to Honey and no one's going to come to the Minute Mart for ages now until Honey's reinstated. God,
Mm.
I'm sorry you're going through all of this. See you later.
Whilst not boycotting the Minute Mart and buying
Buying
something,
some
but
buying an
obviously Vinny
isotonic
didn't
drink.
think of that.
No,
Yeah.
of course not. It's Vinny, for Christ's sake. Vinny, the minute mark could have been packed at that point, and Vinny would have been convinced that she was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Yeah, true.
Um, Penny kind of gives him the advice of like, you've got enough stuff going on at the moment. Maybe just drop this. Give Honey her job back,
Yeah, Honey,
and
who everybody does love, to be
yeah,
fair. Maybe there
yeah,
is a point here.
like maybe the
I'm loving
psychopath. Don't give
Penny.
her her job back, but
I'm loving Penny and Vinny, by the way.
yeah, I'm quite
Oh,
enjoying them. No, I'm enjoying them, but at the same
oh,
time, I'm sort of
very
like,
convinced.
because, well, just because we know what's going to happen on
The
New
flash
Year's Day.
forward.
Yeah,
You
like
don't know that it's their kid, though.
who else is it going to be though? Because Amy's not in a relationship at the minute. Is she still with Denzel?
No, they split up ages
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, but
So,
she still might,
oh yeah, she
I don't know who
definitely
else
will.
as it could be, to be fair. So you think that Penny's gonna maybe get injured or be killed off
I hope
if it's her
not. I
baby?
hope not. But Jack just seems to be grieving next New Year's Day, doesn't he?
Yeah, I hope it's not Penny because I think she's been quite underused
Mm,
recently since she's been I actually really like Penny.
yeah.
So and I say I like Penny and Vinny. I feel like she can empower Vinny.
Yeah,
She's
well,
like she's gonna be
she's certainly
someone good
helpful
for him.
advice. She's certainly helpful
Yeah,
advice to him
exactly.
when Vinny's having one of
Yeah.
his moments, and she sort of goes, "Right, let's just stop here a minute, love, and think about this for a second."
Mhm.
So they decide to give Honey her job back, but tells B, "You're not a fit. No, you can't have your
Yeah.
job back." So fair
Fully
enough,
fair.
fully fair. So B is jobless, but then Honey and Billy decide to go away and just have a bit of time for them. And
Hmm.
B, having been chucked out by Linda, which we'll talk about in a second.
Meanwhile.
B is homeless and now jobless. And so basically says to Honey, right, well, that's fine. You're going away, and the builders are coming, are they, to redecorate the set? Oh, that's absolutely fine. I'll look after your house to make sure that nothing's going to go wrong. No, I insist. No, 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 no. I insist. I'll go and get my suitcase now. I'm on my way. I'm on my way
It
there.
sounds like you need a professional project manager. I'm one of those.
Yeah.
Yes, let me do it. I mean, okay. Yeah.
Crazy. I love her. She's crazy.
Is this where it's going to be? She's
This
going
is
to
what I
like
mean.
go through
She's
all
moving
Honey's
into the
things.
house. Yeah, she's going
to start wearing all
wearing her
Honey's clothes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is
Yeah, I can
this is
see
what I
this.
mean. This is what
Yeah.
that means. I think.
And I'm telling you, she's a great impressionist, so
Yeah.
it makes sense.
I
That
mean,
that's
they're
where
not
it's
too
going.
dissimilar to start off with, are they? Really?
No, in some ways, but then I don't know how it's all going to translate to like being on the square and stuff. Like, is she actually just going to start impersonating her? She's going to commit loads of fraud as Honey.
Possibly. I mean, anything's
Get credit
possible with
cards
this
and
one.
things in her name and stuff
Yeah.
like that, maybe.
Just the
Commit loads of
term.
fraud.
Just remembering what her old flatmate said about her. We've got to kind of always bear that in mind with B.
That she's a
Like,
parasite as
yeah,
well.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's not looking good for Honey. How long do you think her and Billy are away for? Did they
as
say?
long as it takes to decorate the set, I would assume.
A few weeks then, maybe.
Yeah, just for a few
Yeah.
weeks.
Where are they going? Are they going to go see Jay, by the way? Because that were a thing.
Yeah,
is that where? Oh no, they're going on a holiday, aren't
they're going
they?
on
They're not
holiday. I
actually
think
going
they
to
said,
see Jay.
yeah,
With
they're going to Cornwall or something.
Right. Okay.
Jay, by the way, if you were wondering what's happening to Jay, we're never going to see Jay again, as we knew. But Jay's having a perfectly happy life. He's met a new girl and he's got a baby on the way.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, fair. They needed to bring it up. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there was only so many different ways they could write Jay out, to be fair, wasn't there? But yeah, so he's sent a photo of the baby scan to Lexi. Lexi's not dealing with it well. I mean, bless her. It's no wonder, really. Lola's dead.
I know.
Her dad's in
Yeah.
prison. The guy that she was supposed to have as a sort of adoptive father has buggered off somewhere else with another girl and another kid.
How many parents has she lost in? Three parents in what? 2
In
years?
the space of 2 years.
For a kid?
Yeah, yeah. For a kid Lexi's age, it's not great.
Bless her. No.
No wonder she
Still
kicks
got a
off.
wise head on her shoulders, though, hasn't she? Not affected well this time.
Well, yeah, yeah. You get the feeling that as she gets older, Lexi's going to be a bit of a tearaway.
You wouldn't blame her, would you? Given
Not
what's
really,
happened?
given her
No.
life, it's not surprising, really. But yeah, that's what Jay's doing. We're never going to see him again. Again, I
No.
mean, I wish Jay all the happiness in the world. He deserves it, if anything.
Yes, yeah. And obviously Lexi was quite worried about Phil as well, weren't she, this week?
Yes.
So we saw a little bit, Nigel's still in hospital, so it must have been quite some damage to his lungs because he's not in the care home yet, he's in hospital.
Yeah.
Phil's
Yeah.
feeling the effect of trying to visit him. Lex is worried about Phil, so they all go and rally round, don't they? Have a little bit of a pizza night. In fact, they said, we'll go and visit Nigel for a bit so you can have a bit of time off, Phil. I like that they're still bringing up how the family know that they still need to be there for Phil and
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
finding it important to make sure he's supported, which gives you hope for when, obviously, the day comes when Nigel does pass.
It does.
Maybe he
yeah.
won't need to fall into the arms of Julie because he's got his family to look after him, Rob.
You keep pushing
No.
that fact, Ree. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, so we'll kind of see how the whole Phil thing plays out. He's obviously he's going to struggle with it all. It feels like the Mitchells are one of these family though that once they get embroiled in their own dramas, they sort of forget about each other, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So depending on what drama B's going to cause, will I think
That's
be
true.
dependent on how much attention like Billy is paying to the situation and everything.
Yeah.
So
But Lexi will still hopefully be there, unless, like you said, she has her own dramas. Who knows?
yeah, well, we'll kind of see how that plays out. But yeah, B is just fascinating, and her involvement in people's stories does not end there. So, the mystery of who has been bullying Ollie was solved this week. Do you remember, Ree, that really sweet kid, Louis, from a few weeks back, who was worried about his blind brother hearing his parents argue and wanted to keep him safe? He now picks on autistic kids. Apparently.
Honestly, Louis. Do you know what, though? I do think they maybe had a bit of a valid point after what happened at the christening. Like, so, like,
You reckon,
his granddad and his dad, like, punching
Think
each other
we were
and
going to say
stuff.
Louis had
And
a valid
like,
point then. I was like, are you sure you want to go down this route, Ree?
no, 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 no. So I just wonder if, like, I don't know. There's always a root cause to children's
Yes.
behaviour, isn't
Children are
there? So
complicated, aren't they?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And obviously, you did mention like all you care about is Jimmy as well. So
Yeah, he's changed
obviously,
his mind, hasn't he? It's like he's bored of Jimmy now. It's like, you're right, I was looking after him for the first few weeks, but now what? Is he still blind? I'm bored of that
what?
now.
Well, and it's more that he's still getting all of the attention, and I'm not getting
Imagine that.
anything. It's
Imagine.
hard though, isn't it? Because how old do you reckon Louis is now? What, 7, 8?
Yeah, something like
Reckon?
that, isn't he? Well, he's at the age where sticking chewing gum in a kid's hair is fine. So,
I mean, it's just strange because, like you said, we've not really seen Louis since he were all like, "Yeah, I love my little brother and I want to
mm,
help him," and now all of a sudden he's bullying. But
yeah,
kids can change like that if
they can.
something's
Complex
going
little
on at home,
creatures,
or
aren't they?
definitely.
Yeah, well, this all kind of comes out. Max discovers that it's Louis because Ollie comes home with a black eye, and a black eye, like quite a large black eye, I would say as well. Like it's like he'd been hit by a truck.
Honestly, I felt so sorry for
Oh, I
Ollie this
know.
week. Poor little Ollie,
Poor little
bless
Ollie.
him.
Bless him. He's so cute. Um,
Yeah,
but the whole chewing gum thing happens, and then Max catches Louis in the calf trying to do it to him
yeah.
again, and realizes that Louis is the bully. Now,
Mhm.
obviously, because he's Max Branning, he deals with the whole situation completely wrong.
Yeah, because he's literally thinking with his
Yeah,
pants.
yeah.
That is literally what it comes down
Don't tell me
to.
anything else. That's all he's thinking about, bless him. Because
Yeah.
that whole thing he did with like taking the Spider-Man suit and putting it in a frame for Ollie, on the surface, a ridiculously sweet thing to do. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
obviously,
superhero
yeah,
framing. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Probably should have asked Linda if he could do it before he did it, but on the surface, a
Yeah.
really sweet thing to do. But then you
Yeah.
kind of just realise that it's Max, and he's doing all of that just to get Linda into bed.
Do you think he was, or do you think he was
Yes,
genuinely trying to be?
yes, I do. That's all he ever
I
does
don't
anything
know.
for.
Yeah,
It's
true. Yeah, it
Max.
was it was to impress Linda more than to
He has two
impress
heads
Ollie.
and he uses one more than the other one, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, it's so frustrating though because but then prior to that, oh, was that all just for Linda as well? When he like offered to take him to the calf, it weren't because he were actually like trying to
Yeah.
genuinely help. It
Oh,
was
he
just
plays
because
the
he
long
wanted to
game, just
impress
Max. He's
Linda.
patient. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
fair.
Like he doesn't,
Yeah.
he'll do what is necessary in order to. He won't cut
Yeah, no, do
corners
you know what? You're right, because I was fooled by him this week. I thought, look at him. How's
because he's a
anyone say
ginger, innit?
anything
And you
bad
love a
about
ginger.
man?
That's what it is. That's all it's for. Ree loves a ginger, if in case you were
Do have a
wondering.
type, don't
Yeah, she
I?
has a type.
Uh,
Yeah, so they can get away with anything as far as Ree's concerned.
but then Lauren said it, and it was like, because like, why wouldn't he tell Linda that it's Louis,
This,
or at
like,
least let Lauren tell her?
I
Like,
mean, I can the one part of it that I can sort of understand is
hmm,
because that Louis is his family. So
yeah,
you'd
yeah,
sort of be like, right, well, can I deal with this first before I try to bring Linda into the
nah.
situation? I can sort of see that side of things.
Even more so because it's your family. Then you go to Lauren straight away, which he took a day longer to do.
Yeah, you have
Waited
to think of
until he
his
got
plan.
the
You have to
yeah,
think of his how.
exactly.
How is the easiest way to get Linda into bed from what I have discovered is what he's thinking, and it takes him a day
Not
to
tell
work it
her,
out.
yeah, not
Yeah.
tell her it's my grandson bullying
Yes.
her son. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is what I mean. I like it, in Max's position, ignoring the whole
Hmm.
Linda aspect. Like, what do you do in that situation where you discover that it's your own flesh and blood that is being the bully? Like,
Well, you don't just assume that you've resolved it in a 2 minute
mm,
conversation in the cafe when he's been bullying him for so long. And it's not just a little bit of teasing either, is it? Like it's
no, it's
really
like
affecting him.
assault and
So to
everything. Yeah,
be so arrogant to think that this 2 minute conversation I've had with him in Caff will have resolved it all, and I
mm,
don't need to get his parents involved, and nobody else needs to know because otherwise Linda might not want to sleep with me. Like, come on, Max, come on.
effectively.
Whereas it's so ironic because she would have probably appreciated his honesty and said,
Yeah.
that can't have been easy for you, Max, to discover that about your grandson. But do you know what? I'm
If
so glad
anything,
you've told me who it is.
get upstairs because your honesty's really
Yes,
impressed me. To be fair, wouldn't it?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
So,
for Max, just lying is the easiest way. Like even when Linda confronted him with it and
yeah.
said, "So when did you discover this?" and he was like, after we kissed," and it's sort
After
of
we
like
kiss.
you can't help yourself, can you? They just fall out of your mouth like belches. Lies. It's
Hmm.
ridiculous. Um, Max and Linda.
Still think he's going to marry her.
I can't get over. I don't know how I feel about Max and Linda because you could kind of the root cause of what went wrong between Mick and Linda to Max somehow. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah.
It's not all his fault what happened
Hmm.
whatsoever, but
Hmm.
he was a huge part in Mick and Linda breaking up, and thereby him ending up with Janine, and then end by going off the side of the cliff.
Hmm.
So if I was Linda, I don't think I would go back to Max
I
whatsoever.
mean, Linda was part of that as well. Like,
He
it wasn't
was,
Max
yeah.
acting solo.
No, it
I know
wasn't
what you're
him
saying.
alone.
I understand what you're saying.
I
Well,
just
it's not stopped her from kissing him at
No.
least.
At least that's all it was at this stage, was just a kiss. Because
Yeah.
I assumed that it was going to be one of those things where we see them kissing and it turns out they've had a mad, passionate, chandelier swinging night together.
Yeah,
But
I
it turned
did
out to
wonder
just be,
that.
yeah, turned out just
Yeah.
to be a kiss, didn't it?
It was just the kiss, yeah.
First
But
time she's ever kissed him sober.
I do still think that out of everyone right now, I would say Linda for marrying him.
I just don't believe that
I
Linda
know
would
New
marry
Year's
anybody
Day.
else
Yeah,
on New Year's Day.
I don't. But do you know what? It's a soap, Rob, and
Yeah,
sure,
but that's
I
pretty
understand your
basic
principle.
character knowledge, isn't it? Like Linda would
Yeah.
not marry somebody on the same day that she married Mick. I just don't believe she would do that.
What day did Jack marry Denise?
Christmas
When
Day.
they got Christmas, not New Year. All right,
Yeah,
so
no,
they were a
Christmas.
week
I'll give you,
difference.
say a
All right.
week off. Yeah, not far off. To be fair, that time of year in EastEnders, you can't do anything without stepping on someone's toes, can you? Because it'll be someone's
Exactly.
anniversary,
So come
someone's
on.
death anniversary,
Yeah.
someone, yeah,
Hmm.
something happened that day, but we're going to forget about that, and I'm going to do this
Hmm.
with it anyway. But in no universe do I believe, if that it turns out to be the case, then I'll be calling bullshit, because I do not believe for a second that Linda would marry anybody else on any other day of the year. Fine, but not New Year's Day.
Well, I disagree. I think it could be possible. And I understand your point and I agree with what you're saying,
I
but I
am
still think it could happen.
adamant, Rihanna.
Well, do you know what? I'm adamant that actually it's probably not Linda and it is probably Roxy. Or Ronnie would be even better because they're
I'm fine
opposite
with that.
Jack.
Absolutely fine with that. Yeah.
Do you know what? Actually, a point there that I meant to say earlier when we were talking about like who is the head of this gang. I
Yes.
still wonder if it could be Max. He's still getting money from somewhere. He's always got cash
You're
on
obsessed
him.
with this idea about where Max gets his money from, aren't you?
Because
Yeah.
where is he getting his money from? No one's ever, he's not mentioned it. What
It's
does he
just,
do? Why has he always got
I don't know.
wads of cash on him at all
Yes.
times and
Yeah.
dishing out wads of cash? Who
That sort of
carries wads
guy.
of cash these days?
I think, yeah. They're like, God knows how much he's actually got on his card.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying there?
I
I
know what you
still
mean. I know
wonder
what you
where
mean.
he's actually getting his money from.
I just,
How much of it? Anyway, and he
it's just a very
acknowledged
visual
Mark,
thing,
and
though,
he
isn't it?
acknowledged Mark on New Year's Day.
Yes.
Well, Mark's part of the gang and all of that. What if it's
Okay.
because he's like, Mark,
Well, we'll see. We'll
doing
see.
my work, you finding that snitch?
We'll see. We'll see. B has been chucked
Yes.
out of the I was going to call it the B&B, but Elaine would have me shot. The hotel boutique,
Yes.
because basically, well, for a start, she's leaving wool everywhere because she's decided to start crocheting. I mean, the little Max troll, that was brilliant. Gave him a bit too much hair, but apart from that,
Oh, she's gonna make one of Honey and turn it into like a voodoo doll,
voodoo
isn't she, or
doll. Yeah, I
something?
wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. I wouldn't put it past
Mm,
her. But Linda kind of basically says, maybe time for you to move on. You know, I think it's. I
mm,
think you've cadged offers for long enough.
mm,
And B has the temerity to act all offended by that. It's sort of like you are in your own universe, aren't you, darling?
hmm.
Um, and yeah, so she kind of
Entitled.
goes off. Yeah, but she's the one that overhears Max and Lauren discussing the whole
Hmm.
Louis thing,
Yeah.
and so she tells Elaine
Yeah.
what went on, which causes Elaine to go absolutely nuclear on Louis in the middle of the square. Kind of grabs his arm.
Yeah.
Ian witnesses this and calls the police.
Of course, it's Ian. Do you surely them two
No,
are too
no.
far gone in this
Yeah, I
feud
wouldn't have
now?
thought so. I wouldn't have thought so. But
They can't now,
I'm not
can
being
they?
funny. If you think that Linda and Max can get married on New Year's Day, then Elaine and Ian can sleep together.
Oh, they still could. All it'd take is a few Baileys, wouldn't
A few
it?
Baileys. Yeah.
Mm,
I think a few
yeah.
Irish creams and Elaine's anybody's,
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
I would say.
I mean, when she were grabbing Elaine, honestly, she just did what everyone would actually want to do in that situation,
Want to
Elaine,
do,
didn't
yeah.
she?
You shouldn't
Yeah,
necessarily do it, but you want to
she's
do it.
old
Yeah, old
school
school.
though as
Yeah,
well, isn't
yeah,
she?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, do you know what? It's 2026, Elaine. You can't be doing that kind of thing anymore. You can't. You just can't,
You
can
can't,
you?
especially in a square full
No.
of witnesses. You're not really supposed to do that at all.
A square full of witnesses. She was shouting about it and making sure everyone were witnessing it, weren't she?
Oh yeah,
She's
she
like,
was
"You
like
seen
this
him?
this kid
Bully
here.
Beale, bully
Yeah.
Beale here." Oh
Mm,
God.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Ian's reaction to it all was interesting when he turned around and was just like, "Oh, they're just kids being kids." Oh, what? So violent young children, Ian, in your family are kids being
Just
kids,
kids
are
being
they?
kids. And
Yeah.
also, remember your head getting flushed out toilet by a certain Phil Mitchell a few
Mm,
times. So
yeah.
if anyone should know about being on receiving end of bullying,
Bullying,
Ian
yeah,
Beale.
yeah. This is they do this with Ian though, don't they? Because he's all against. He's just like the anti-woke brigade. I think Ian is, isn't
Well,
he?
this is
Really?
it though.
Yeah,
He's a bit old. He's old school as well,
he's
in
old
fairness,
school.
isn't
So
he? There
really,
you go.
He'd have done exactly the same as Elaine. Let's not pretend otherwise, wouldn't he?
That's so true. If it
He
was
would
the
have
other
done.
way around,
And
Ian
Elaine would
would
have
have totally done that.
rang the police on him.
That's so true. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
Oh God, there's time in there.
Pair of them. Ian just is so. I do enjoy watching Ian because he's
So
just
do
such
I.
a. He is like a hypocritical little weasel who you just
Yeah,
love to watch fall flat on his face, and that's just been a
yeah.
consistent character trait of him for
Mhm.
40 years, and it's great.
They are the best characters, the ones that you love to hate. That's why Janine's
Yeah,
so good, because you love
yeah.
to hate her.
Those
Ian's the same,
Sheldon
love to hate.
that
Yeah.
sort of Schadenfreudic element that kind of makes Ian Ian.
Yes.
It's just fun, isn't it? It really
Yeah,
is.
very.
Do you think this is the end of the bullying? Has Louis learned his lesson?
I mean, I think he's been outed enough now, so
Yeah.
possibly. But I don't know where this feud's going to go because I feel like there's now a feud between the Carter Peacocks and the Beals after the
Mm.
little showdown in the Vic. Elaine's obviously got carted off by the police.
I did think Elaine had a point when she was saying to, or Linda, or whichever one of them said it to Laura. It's like, oh yeah, you're dealing with this, are you? Just like sat in the pub with him with on orange juice and some crisps. Yeah, he looks really punished and bollocks about this. Yeah, I thought she had a
I
point
know, but
there.
then it's say I know she did, but then at the same time, you don't know what conversations they have had behind closed doors. And your mum has just tried to grab him by arm and humiliated him in front of everyone. And he's still a kid.
I know.
He's
I've got
still a kid.
maybe
It's
I'm
not
old
like
school.
he's a 20 year
I'm old
old,
school.
like who they're buying Jaeger bombs for or
Yeah,
something. Do
that's
you know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
I do get it, but like I said, the thing where this all went wrong is when Max intervened because Lauren was about to go and do the right thing by going round to Linda and having a normal, civilized conversation
Mm,
about it, which is what you would do because
yeah.
if you ever found out that your kid was bullying another kid, you'd be absolutely mortified. Any good
Mortified.
parent
Yeah,
would anyway,
yeah, yeah.
which Lauren was when she first
Was
discovered
yeah.
it. Why she let Max talk her into not going round though? In fairness, Lauren should have been like, no, I'm going round and telling Linda.
She works out why he said that to us, didn't he?
Yeah.
That, oh, I see. Yeah, it's you trying to get Linda into bed. Of course it is, Dad.
But
Yeah,
then
that's
why
all.
didn't she go
Anything in your life
round?
ever revolves around.
Lauren and Linda have got a good relationship. She should have still gone round and
Yeah,
told her. She
it
should
was
have
a bit
ignored
late.
Max and gone and handled it.
Yeah, it was a bit late by then because I think B had got involved by that point, hadn't she? So,
No, that was when B was stood there overhearing. So she
uh,
could have still gone and done the right thing, Lauren. So yeah, that's where it's all gone wrong. But I don't know. This is Max even going to be allowed to like stay at the boutique hotel after
I mean, he's
this?
pushing his luck, I would say.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, but by the end of that conversation that they had, I got the impression that Linda had sort of thawed a little bit, and she felt a bit sorry for him.
I'm telling you, that's who he's going to
Any other
marry.
day, any other day. I think
We've
it's
not
too
seen
early.
him with
I think it's too
Cindy.
early in the year. Yeah, bear in
Yeah,
mind we've got a whole sort of list of female suspects to get through.
yeah,
We're talking
yeah,
about Max here, for Christ's sake. Like he's gonna
yeah.
like you really think that he's gonna kiss one person in February, and that's the woman that he's gonna marry for like he's gonna, the only woman he's gonna be interested in for the rest of the year.
But out of the three, were it just the three women? So there was
So it's
Cindy, Chelsea.
Chelsea, Linda, Cindy, Denise has got to get involved somewhere along
It's
the
not going
line
to be
as well.
Denise. It's
I
not going to.
mean, I
But
think we
then
said
why
that about
throw
the six.
Denise in? Why throw Denise into the mix? In
Won't be Denise. She's the one
fairness,
holding the bottle. It won't be Denise
it's definitely not her. But why? Yeah, I can't see it being Denise. In
yeah,
fairness, but then why put Denise in the mix? Like,
because of the Jack
I don't
thing.
know.
So there's a whole load of Max-related nonsense to
Hmm.
come, isn't there? Like
Yeah.
a tangled
But
web Max does weave in terms of his love life. So
out of those four women, Linda would be the person I would see out of them all the most because he's got a history with her, he's got a kid with her. It
yeah,
makes
I
the most
understand. Yeah,
sense in that respect.
yeah, yeah, I understand what you mean.
Mm.
And do you know what? Weirdly, it transpired this week that Kelly Bright originally auditioned for the part of Tanya.
Yeah. Who'd have
That's
thought
mad, isn't
it?
it? Still ends up with
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah, still then she She were destined to, Kelly
Destined
Bright and Jake
destined to
Wood.
work with him, wasn't she?
They were, yeah.
So, if it was any other day of the year, I'd be agreeing with you. I really, really would. But then also,
Well,
who is the
forget the
pregnant?
day of the year. Forget the day of the year.
No, I can't forget the day of the year because that's where we're going.
I
That's
know,
like
but
that's like getting into a car and saying, "Forget that we're going there, just drive."
I know, but I'm just saying. Also, we've not seen Cindy. That would have been
No,
this would have been a great time for
yeah,
Cindy to have been involved in all of
and I'm not
this.
being funny. The Cindy and Max thing is far from over,
Yeah, surely. But
and
then, like I said, there's going to be this feud between families now, I think.
and we still got to like introduce Chelsea into the situation as
Mm,
well. Whatever is going on, we are by far nowhere near working out who he's marrying on New Year's
mm.
Day. We are nowhere close to realizing who's the pregnant bird in the bed next to him on New Year's Day. So we've
I
got a
do wonder
long,
if
long
it's.
way to go
I've
yet.
got Vicky in my head for that one, you know.
Vicky,
Yeah, as being the pregnant one
I
who's
think I said this to you
protecting
last.
her.
I said this to you last week,
Yeah.
didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
since you've said it, I'm
Mm.
like, yeah, I could see it being Vicky.
Possibly. I'll
Mm.
have to wait and see. But yeah, as far as Linda and Max are concerned, I mean, yes, I will say, ignoring New Year's Day, can you see a long-term future for Linda and Max at all?
Long term,
Can Max even do long-term?
I think they need. I think they'd have to have their ups and downs, and then reach stability. Otherwise, no. But I think
No.
that it's Max in it. He's going to be up and down. Like that's him. Then Max has to get obsessed with someone, doesn't he? Like with
Yeah.
Stacey.
And this is the thing with Max, he becomes very obsessed very easily. He falls in love
Yes.
so quickly. Like,
Hmm.
someone will open a door for him and he'll be planning what they're going to call the kids
Yeah.
and when he's going to marry them. So
Yeah.
this is what I mean. It's far too early for someone as romantically impulsive as Max
Yeah.
to be talking about who he's going to be marrying New Year's Day. So
Yeah.
we'll have to
Which
wait
is
and see.
crazy when you say it like that, isn't
Crazy.
it?
We shall see. Go on.
Um, I was just going to say as well, we were wondering last week, has Elaine completely quit the Albert? But they mentioned that she's still working there at the minute.
Yeah, which I'm pleased about because Elaine really
Yeah,
suits that place like a lot.
yeah,
The hotel, I think, is literally just existing to give characters somewhere to stay when they need it. I think that's its only purpose. I think it's purely a narrative building. It's not there for any
yes,
sort of character development for Linda and Elaine, I don't think. It's somewhere for them to go, yes. But I
yeah.
feel like its existence is there as a useful tool.
It's
Because,
another
like,
community
yeah,
area, isn't it,
yeah.
really?
I didn't
But
realize till this week that it is so garish in there, isn't it? Like, people kept
yeah,
pointing it out, and I was sort of like, yeah, you've got a point. Like, it's
yeah,
so
just a bit.
garish. Yeah.
There's a part of like the it's not the living room, I think it's like the diner bit. Like the bar bit, and it reminds
Yeah.
me of Wicked because it's like the green and pink
Yeah.
colours, the way that it's
Yeah.
been done, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the Wicked area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very in your face. I'll give
Very
it
in your
that.
face. It's very Elaine. It's very Elaine. It's
Very
Elaine.
Elaine.
Oh, we got a couple
Elaine.
of them this week. I do love that running gag.
I
It's
do.
brilliant. Makes me laugh every single time.
Yeah,
There we
same.
are then. So that's that storyline. We will finish with a big storyline of the week, and this was the return of Chrissie and Jake. So, biggest story of the week was everything that went on with Jake and Chrissie and Zoe, who is back this week. So, Jake visits Zoe in prison, apparently in an effort to sort of work out whether Chrissie is worth fighting for. Because he has seen everything that went on in the papers with Zoe getting shot, which has got to be
Mhm.
like one of the most famous stories in Wolford history. Like everyone knows about
Everybody
this, don't they?
saw that article,
Everybody
didn't
knows
they?
about this. Like
Well, I mean, we have
everything
got
that's ever happened in Wolford.
yeah,
That's the thing that
that.
people will remember. Like in about 50 years, people will be going, "Are you from Wolford? That's where that woman got shot 50
You
years
know what
ago,
it?
wasn't it?"
Yeah, but you're forgetting, Rob. Right? Everyone will have seen it on the World Wide Web, right? So all
The
it'll have
World Wide
taken
Web.
the World Wide
www.thenews.co.uk.
www.walfordgazette.com,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
local Facebook groups like
Mm.
Walford Warriors or whatever they're
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
called, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Someone will have shared it on there. Have you seen this? It was Zoe Slater that got shot. Then someone else shares it. Then someone else shares it, and lo and behold, before you know it, everyone's seen it
Yeah.
everywhere. Although arguably, maybe not Jake, because he's obviously not had Facebook. I bet he's got a fake account. Bet he's had a fake account over
Do you
years,
think he's
hasn't
got
he?
Wi-Fi on his little boat? Get
Yeah, but
Wi-Fi
he's
on
been
narrowboats, don't you?
pretending to be dead, so he can't
No,
have an
no, that's
open
true.
Facebook
That's true.
profile. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this whole thing, it just felt quite random, didn't it? Like we were all of a sudden we're talking about like Danny Moon and talking about like
Yeah.
the whole Alfie and Jake relationship,
Yeah.
bringing Chrissie into the situation. And it's sort of like this was Ben Wade's era, wasn't it? And he just and these are the stories that we're just going to have a play with, which
Yeah.
I'm not against that. To be fair, like if I was in charge of EastEnders, like you would go back and play with your favorite. Like you bet your ass that Janine would be back if I was in charge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But it was so long ago. You've got to sort of rethink, like try and remember. I'd forgotten everything that happened with Danny, for
Same.
example.
It
Yeah,
it it felt a bit like it were all plucked out of thin air and just shoved back in,
I think
kind of thing.
well, I think what the issue I had with it more than anything was just like it. It none of it really mattered. Do you know what I mean? Like the whole point of all of it was to kind of bring Kat round to the idea. It would
Hmm.
seem that it might have been Jasmine that killed Anthony,
Yes, that would. Yeah. So kind
which
of mentioning Danny's
ultimately,
irrelevant.
yeah,
But
because I don't think that I didn't get the impression that they're going to be back next week, really. So,
but then maybe it would just be because they can't win, I guess, though, Rob. Because then you'd have
mm,
viewers who'd probably be saying, wouldn't Alfie have asked him about Danny by now? So
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
it would
yeah,
just
yeah.
like
True.
acknowledging that he has, because people would probably say something
Oh
like that
yeah,
as
like don't
well.
get me wrong, I have no issues with like history coming back and
Yeah,
like stories being revisited and anything like that. But I think it was just maybe it's just because it's this story that that is doing it that is a bit of a
yeah.
struggle to get through at times. This whole Zoe story, so maybe that's kind of half of why it was sort of like.
Mm,
But you know, seeing Alfie and Jake together on screen together was fun again. You know,
yeah,
and sort of revisiting the whole Danny thing because, like I said, I had completely forgotten about all of this.
yeah,
Um,
same.
and Phil and Jake together on screen was nice to see again as well. That was good.
Yeah, they're just acknowledging everything. Like I said,
Yeah,
like I just said to you, I think if they'd have not, then there'd have been a lot of viewers who'd be like, oh, you're just not going
mm.
to mention that.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
yeah,
not
yeah,
going to see Phil or something. So
yeah,
it's just about having those little conversations, maybe to just tie up those little
mm.
ends and
Yeah,
appease the people who do remember everything, like
yeah,
from back
yeah.
then to the dot.
So basically, Zoe says to Kat, "Can you go and find Jake, please? Because I feel like he is the only person that's going to get me out of here." Um, and so he had mentioned to Zoe that he was living on a canal boat near Camden. Near
And
Camden.
I can see Camden Lock. All I can see is
Yeah,
Camden Lock from my window. Have you got where I live, Zoe? That's where I
yeah,
am. That's where
Camden
my
Lock.
houseboat is.
And I
Camden
won't move the
Lock.
boat. I won't move the boat either because I know that's
No.
one of the advantages of living in a boat that I can move at any point. But I won't move the boat.
No, I'll still be staring at
I will
Camden
definitely
Lock.
still be staring at
Okay?
Camden. This is the thing. Why kick off about what you can only see from your window if you live in a boat? Move then if you don't like the view in a boat.
That's so true, isn't it? Well, he is. He's on about moving to France, so maybe he thought, what's
By
the point in me
canal boat?
moving
Is he
down
going to
the
go?
canal?
Is he going to go down the English Channel? Is that can you get? Do
No.
you reckon you could get to France from a canal boat from Camden Lock?
No.
I don't think you
Absolutely
probably could
not.
not, could you?
No. I don't think they'd let you.
No, probably not.
Would they? No.
I doubt it. I doubt it. So yeah, the cat finds him. Her and Vicky go searching for Jake. I
Why
like.
Vicky? That felt random to me, though.
Well, it's just all mixed in with the whole Zoe. It's
I
about
get
all these
that.
characters that were
Yeah.
connected to that story in any way, sort of keeping them involved in this,
And
weren't they?
Vicky obviously was married to Spencer as well, so
Yeah,
she's got the connection to the moons. It just
yeah,
did feel random that that's who Kat decided to call upon. And
yeah.
her logic was, well, it's your fault I can't get hold of Alfie because he's so busy trying to sort out Spencer, so you owe me a favour.
That was the reason, then.
I thought it were a bit of a stretch, but all right, fine, because I didn't mind it being Vicky. It just felt a little random, I'm not going to
Yeah.
lie.
I mean, I did. Having said that, I quite liked the little bonding scenes between Kat and Vicky. I thought that was fine.
But it's just that Vicky hates Zoe. It were like essentially it
Yeah,
were all to help Zoe, so she
yeah.
wouldn't
Why
really be
would she?
that
Yeah, but
eager. But
then
I know that
even
they've had the little moments, Kat and Vicky,
yeah,
haven't they?
and even then, Vicky does, despite the fact that she can't stand Zoe, she also does kind of know that Zoe wasn't the one that killed Anthony. I feel like as
Yeah,
well.
true. And I guess if Kat were like, it's to find Chrissie, she'd be like, I'm there.
Yeah.
All right then, yeah. Because if there's someone I hate more than Zoe, it's Chrissie.
Yes. So they find Jake. Jake kind of walks in while they're throwing his boxer shorts around, which fair enough. And
Sure.
Kat turns around to him and says, "Right, you need to come back with me because Alfie is in the midst of a nervous breakdown. At any moment, he might throw himself off a bridge. So you need to come back to Walford with me, and we'll sort him out. You are the only person who who can do this." So Jake goes back, and Alfie and Jake are confronted with one another again. This man that Alfie thought had been dead for the past 20 years.
Yeah, and Kat just goes, Alfie, and points him out. No
Yeah.
warning.
Surprise!
Right, you might want to sit down. I've got
Yeah,
something to
nothing-
tell you. It's
no,
going to be a bit of
nothing.
a shock. You might want a
Yeah.
brandy. right?
No.
And a cup of tea.
Kind of
Two.
points over his
Sugary
shoulder.
tea and a brandy.
Yeah, kind of points
Just
over his
says,
shoulder as though
Alfie,
the gas man was just waiting for him in
go
the
on,
corridor. Yeah,
found.
yeah, yeah. Look
Remember
at
your
him!
cousin who you thought were dead 20 years ago? He's back.
Surprise!
Sure.
Alfie
Okay.
reacts accordingly, I think, in the
Ah,
given
all
the
right, mate.
situation. All right,
Nice
what are
one,
you
yeah.
doing here, alive? They kind of go upstairs and they do talk about the whole sort of Danny situation. So
Yeah.
if you were wondering, if any of you were sort of like, who the hell's Danny Moon?
Yeah.
So basically this was all involved with the Johnny Allen storyline at the time. Danny was involved in all that because Johnny and Phil and Grant were all sort of gangstering against each other. And Danny was going to shoot Grant and Phil, and Jake got involved and ended up shooting his own brother. And
But
basically,
he was
go on.
trying to just injure him, weren't he, to
Yeah,
stop him from killing Phil and
yeah,
Grant. He would
but ended
wanted
up
to like shoot him in arm or leg, but
yeah
ended up
shoot him in the
misfiring.
head. As you do, because
Sorry about
not
that.
everyone is an expert with guns, so now
Yeah.
and
Well,
again
that's
you
quite
might need.
realistic to be fair, because you'd
Yeah,
hope that not everyone is. So
no,
yeah. Okay.
exactly. So yeah, Danny's dead, and Alfie is under the impression that he's just one of these flighty members of the family who can just disappear for years on end and not get in touch with anybody,
Sure.
and unaware that Jake actually murdered his own brother.
Oh dear. It were an accident though.
It worked well, kind of an accident. Yeah, I mean, he did
Ish.
deliberately shoot him, just didn't mean to kill him. Which
There
is
is
like,
that.
there's always that
Yeah.
sort of, oh, I didn't mean to kill him. Damn.
Oh, oops, I slipped.
Yeah. So that's all going on. And Chrissie, yeah, Jake gets in touch with Chrissie and says, "Can we meet, please? I'd like to have a conversation with you." And Chrissie and Kat and Jake all meet up in the park cafe. Yeah, Chrissie arrives. I thought she looked like something out of Columbo, like wearing this big old hat and a, and a
I
Mac.
thought she looked fantastic.
She
She's
did.
so
Looked
camp,
fabulous.
isn't she? She's
So
brilliant.
camp. She's so
Yeah.
camp.
Her hair, by the way.
Mm,
Who does all her blow dries is what I want to know, because I want one. I want a
yeah,
bouncy blow dry like Chrissy, because
yeah.
I think she even had it when she was in
Zhuzh.
prison, to be fair. She must do it
Did.
herself.
She did.
Yeah.
Zhuzh. Jake records Chrissie because the idea is that they're going to record Chrissie confessing to murdering Anthony. Although what I did enjoy was the fact that when she was confronted with this fact, the first thing that Chrissie said was, "Who? Who the hell's
Who?
Anthony? Why would I kill this random man?"
Who's Anthony
I
when
don't
he's
know
at
if they.
home?
I don't know if they didn't know each other. To be fair, I'm not. I can't quite remember whether they were on the square at the same time. And I can understand the realism behind Chrissie going, "Who the hell's Anthony?" Like this
Yeah.
random man that she might have met like 20 odd years ago. Fair play.
Would they have been on the square at the same time?
I
I
would
don't
have thought
think.
that they would have done, wouldn't they? I
When
can't
did Anthony
remember.
leave? About 2005, I've got in my head.
Yeah, which would have been around the
Ish.
time that Chrissie arrived. I mean, don't get me wrong, they might not have interacted barely at all, if any, if
Yeah.
ever. But I feel like they were on the show together at the same time. But I don't mind the fact that Chrissie, even if she did meet him, it was 20 odd years ago and she wouldn't have had that
Yeah.
much involvement with him. Like,
Yeah,
who?
exactly.
Who are you on about?
Yeah.
Why would I kill
Yeah.
that random man?
Yeah, true.
And the plan that this whole idea that Chrissie might have killed Anthony, I feel like was deconstructed quite well because it doesn't make sense as an idea.
Yeah.
Like, why would she do that? Like, so what? I just walked upstairs and happened upon this situation and thought, oh well, that works to my advantage. And as Chrissie ends up saying to Kat, why didn't I just kill Zoe at the same time then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there is that. Because
Perfectly
if she's a
logical.
murderer, then why wouldn't you just kill Zoe
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it?
Yeah.
Because the Den thing was a different scenario, wasn't it?
Completely,
So,
yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't have made any sense whatsoever. So I'm glad that
No.
that plan seems to have been removed from the equation.
And she pointed out, surely forensics came. Did you see any of my
Fabulous hair.
ridiculously amazing hair in the forensics? No,
Yeah.
you did not.
No, I did not shed anywhere. Thank you very much. I did enjoy the fact that she was really genuinely irritated by the fact that she'd planned all that whole confrontation thing downstairs, and she wasn't the main attraction of that day because Anthony was dead upstairs. Fuming
Yeah.
about that, she was. And
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Fair play.
I liked it with her and Kat, actually. I must admit. She was really trying to get to Kat, weren't she? Saying, she knows what to say, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Chrissie, she does
They've
know
got
what
a
to
long
say.
history, Chrissie and Kat. So yeah, it's not surprising that she knows what buttons to press. But yeah, she basically convinces Kat, I think, that it was Jasmine that did this because that's the only thing that makes sense, Kat. If it
And she's
wasn't
got a
Zoe,
demon in her. They keep
got a
talking
demon in
about
her.
this
she'd be
darkness in
dark.
Jasmine, don't
Yes,
they?
she'd be dark. And if it wasn't Zoe, clearly it was her. And Kat's like, yeah, that makes sense. And it's sort of like, at last, finally, you've realised that if it wasn't Zoe, the only other person that it could possibly have been was Jasmine, who has run
Yeah.
away conveniently enough. Yeah,
And
putting
not
two and two
gone to the
together
police
now.
and said anything like you wanted her to.
Yeah.
Funny that
So,
it's Chrissie who's made Cat realise, though, isn't it?
I mean, so yeah, that's so now. Now? It feels like it's going to move on to. Well, we need to find Jasmine now,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And then when we found Jasmine, we need to find the long lost son that we've currently forgotten about for a little bit
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I mean it were interesting as well that Chrissy tried to claim that it was the other way around and actually it was Jasmine who ended up manipulating me. What is this dark side of Jasmine?
I
Now
don't know
I'm
if I believe.
wondering, well, is all this with Oscar? I've read it all wrong because I've from start been like, no, she's been genuine about Oscar. Maybe she's not been.
No, I think she's been genuine about Oscar,
Okay.
but I feel like it worked. I think it's one of those situations where yeah, I'm in love with Oscar, but it also works out incredibly well for me that I'm in love with Oscar. Like she needs
Ah,
Oscar in
yeah,
more ways
okay.
than
I
one,
thought you
you know.
meant you then, literally. Like you're in
No,
love with
I'm not in love with Oscar. No, a bit young
Right,
for
I've
me.
got you. Yeah, yeah. It worked
Yeah.
to her advantage at the same time.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
possibly. So yeah, they're
Um.
gonna have to find Jasmine. Where is Jasmine? Where
God.
is she?
I mean, where is she? To be fair, like, where would she have
Well,
gone? Like, she was
who's
no
this
interest.
adopted father? We've not heard anything from him, but her adopted mother did mention that he were a bit dodgy. So has she gone
Mm,
to him somewhere? Is that
maybe, yeah, because I got the impression that they weren't together anymore.
yeah. Yeah. So I wonder if they've been estranged, but then because shit's hit the fan, Jasmine's like,
Yeah,
come on, I need your help. Maybe.
maybe she's gone to the brother,
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Because
she's going
she
to come back
mentioned him
with the
to
brother.
Oscar.
Yeah, because she
Hmm.
no, I yeah, yeah. I feel like that
Yeah.
might have been what happened because I feel like we are going to have to meet this son at some point, and rumors are persisting that we are meeting him at some point soon. Only rumors, I would say, not spoilers, but just
Yes.
rumors.
Rumors. Yeah.
Um, and guarantee that Oscar will have more than one sibling to play with when he arrives on the square. I've said that right from the very start. So
Yeah,
if that
definitely.
happens,
Yeah.
that's that prediction. Um, yeah, I mean, as a whole, this whole thing was kind of. It was nice to sort of have these old characters and sort of like talk about it all, but it did feel like the whole point of all of it was just for Kat to have this moment at the end of the week where she goes, "Oh, it might have been Jasmine, to be fair." Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But I also didn't mind it because I've been saying it felt a bit incomplete just having Chrissy on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she's come back because now I feel like I've had closure with Chrissy
Well, as
now.
long as you've had closure, that's all that matters, Rihanna. Is that it for Chrissy now? I feel like
Well,
what
like
else
you
could she
say,
do? Like that's surely it now.
yeah, what else can she do? Maybe another scene with Sam and Vicky as a au revoir.
Maybe.
Did you love the scene with Tracy, by the way? When she
Yes.
was a bit tragic, really, in it 40 years. Like, wow.
So's being locked up for 19 years, bitch, and just walked off and slammed
Dis.
a brandy on
Dis
on the bar.
Tracy.
Oh, she worked as copy as that when she worked for me.
I loved that though. That were good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I do? I'm sorry. I do enjoy Chrissy.
Mm.
She
She's
is
so
camp and
camp.
fabulous.
She's so
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could say, I think that what they've done is that they have, with Chrissy, they've sort of involved her in this story so much. Like, as a character, she could have been one of these people that kind of comes and goes every now and again to cause a bit
Yeah.
of trouble and then goes away again. But I feel like now they've given her
Yeah.
no reason to ever want to return to Walford. Like, there's nothing there for her. Like, she's done her stuff with Zoe. Like,
hmm
what else would she ever return for?
The only thing would be now is if her and Jake do get back together, which they quite clearly are, and then
Yeah.
Jake's got his family there. That's the only way. Like I say, Spencer comes back maybe, but I
Mm.
don't think it will be. I think they're just going to go to France together, aren't they? Because he's got this job. Maybe that's why it's been mentioned.
Yeah. And
Au
then
revoir. No, is that French? Au revoir.
I'm gonna let
Ciao's
you work.
Italian. Yeah,
I'm
au
gonna let you
revoir.
work that out, Ray. I'm gonna let you work that out all by
Au
yourself.
revoir.
Au
Au
revoir.
revoir to Jake
One
and
of
Chris.
the first foreign language words that any human being ever learns. Yeah, that's right,
I
Ray.
did
That's French.
Spanish. I did Spanish at school.
What, you didn't touch French at all at any point during
Did
school? What kind of
oh,
what?
honestly,
What
did
kind of
Spanish
curriculum were
all
you
the way
on?
through. Did
What?
Spanish
That's
all the way
mad.
through. Yeah,
What do they do in schools in Sheffield?
Spanish.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah,
Hola.
sorry.
There we are then. So,
La
Yeah,
Sienta.
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. But it's just like, I mean, obviously this Zoe storyline just kind of goes on and on and on and on, and it feels like there's much more of it to come.
Mm.
Um, with the inclusion of this, like, I don't understand quite how we're going to get Zoe out of prison at this point.
Well, I was just about to say this goes against what I said because I thought they were just going to get Chrissie back, set her up for the murder, get Zoe out. But
Yeah, that's
clearly
not
they're
going to
not going
happen.
down that route.
No.
So they do need to get Jasmine back. That's the only way that Zoe's going to get out, right?
Yeah, Zoe
But how do
goes.
they even,
Zoe comes
how
out
do
and
they even,
Jasmine goes in.
and how do they get the evidence on Jasmine? And how do they convince Zoe to not
They
go
look at
down for
Jasmine's
Jasmine's
phone. That's
crime?
what they do.
Oh, yeah. Duh. Forgot about that bit of evidence.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there we
Hmm.
go. Gold star this week, Ray.
I'm torn actually on who to give
Mm-hmm.
it to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck between Nugget and B this
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
You do yours. Are you
No,
stuck between the similar two,
no,
or are you
I was
adamant?
always going to give mine to.
Adamant.
I'm adamant. I'm giving mine to Nugget.
Yeah, he was particularly
Yeah,
good this week. I've got to
excellent this week.
admit.
That
Can
I
I give
thought.
mine
Yeah,
to Nugget as well?
of
It
course
was
you can.
very close to, very, very close to giving it to B, but Nugget
Double
definitely.
nuggets
Actually,
this week for Gold
yes.
Star. Absolutely. So two Nugget Gold Stars this week. Let us know who your Gold Star is going to. And as usual, we should finish the podcast with some comments from you. So a little bit of news before we get to the comments. So do you remember that nice video that me and Reed did last year when we went to the Soap Awards and had a great time?
Hmm.
Won't be doing that this year because the Soap Awards once again are not taking place this year, and I wonder whether they'll be back at all. To be honest with you,
Yeah, what is that about?
no
Why?
idea, no idea.
Have they
Because
they're not even given a reason either. They've just said
no,
we've
they haven't.
confirmed it's not going ahead.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. If it might be a cost thing, it might be that ITV don't have that much faith in their soaps. I don't know. Uh,
Well, didn't
well,
want
I
to
don't
say,
know. I mean,
but it was
Emmerdale's
embarrassing
apparently
last year how much
it was
EastEnders
really
won.
embarrassing for
Not
them
for
last
us,
year.
obviously,
No, we
but
loved it. We had a great time. Lots of espresso martinis and lots of sore throats and
Mm,
cheering for 8 awards last year. I mean, if they never
yes,
take place again, EastEnders remains the reigning champion of soaps
that's
forever.
true. That's a good way to
So
look at it.
we shouldn't
Yeah,
be kicking off
pros and
really.
cons.
But Emmerdale's apparently having a really, really good time at the moment, and obviously they threw Corriedale into the mix this year as well.
That's
So you'd
true.
think that
Yeah,
they'd want some sort of recognition for all of that, but apparently not.
yeah, and it's just a nice thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like I don't understand why they're not, but like you said, maybe it's a cost thing.
yeah.
With a view, does it just not get watched that much anymore? Is it viewing ratings?
Yeah, I mean, the soaps aren't the puller that they once were, so maybe,
Mm,
a ceremony about soaps is going to be less than the actual soaps themselves, and maybe
yeah.
but then ITV are in mad cost-cutting mode at the moment, so,
Mm.
they've had to just completely rejiggle their daytime viewing schedule, which was working fine for them.
Yeah. Didn't they
Um,
cut weren't they meant to do a celebrity Big Brother and that's got cut as well?
Yeah, that's not back
That
till
thing.
next year now. Yeah, so I'm assuming that there's a
Yeah.
load of cost cutting going on. But then I don't know how much it would cost really to do the soap awards. You hire out the place where it's been filmed,
Yeah.
and you've got to pay Jane McDonald. I don't think all the soap stars get paid for attending. I wouldn't have thought. So
No, but then do they get paid in other things like, is the
I don't know.
drinks beforehand? Like there isn't, there's like a little pre-party. I'm sure they're not getting drunk, but a
I
couple
don't
of
know.
champagne flutes.
I know
Well,
we would.
yeah.
We'd get hammered before it even started, wouldn't we? We'd have a great time.
No, Rob, I don't even drink. We
Shut
stop.
your
You're gonna
mouth with your lies immediately. Yeah, so there you go. Soap Awards not happening this year.
That's a huge shame. What are we going to vlog now this
I
year?
know,
We
we
had
have to
so
go somewhere
much fun
else.
at it. They weren't
We had
thinking
so
about
much
us when
fun.
they cancelled it, were
No,
they? Do they not know
selfish.
what it meant to us?
Selfish. We had a great
Honestly.
time, but there you
And it
go.
was supposed
Maybe
to be
next year.
Manchester this year. We were
I
looking
know. Oh
forward to it,
God,
weren't we?
we'd have had a crazy old time in Manchester, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we love a Manchester night
We
out,
do love a
don't we?
Manchester night out. So yeah, maybe it's for the best.
Yeah, maybe they're doing us a favour,
We'd have uploaded a
actually.
video. We would have been like, "Why have we put all that about ourselves on the
Whoa.
internet, please?"
Yeah, true.
You never know. On to comments this week. On YouTube, Andy Andrew A. Sutton has said B will be single white female storyline. Watch out, Billy. Single white female, not single white woman. It's a film.
Oh, it's a
Yes,
film.
it's a
Okay, right,
film. It's a
okay.
19. I've done a look now. It is a 1992 psychological thriller film about a woman whose new roommate becomes dangerously obsessed with her, mimicking her life and
Ah,
stealing her identity. The phrase has become slang for a person who obsessively mimics, manipulates, or tries to take over the life of another. So that's what it is.
Right.
That's what it
There we
is.
go.
A
All
single
right,
white
that makes
female,
more
not a single
sense
white
now.
woman.
That makes
Yes.
more sense because I was like, what are you on about, Rob?
Yes.
I had
Single
no
white
idea. Okay,
females.
fine.
Um, so yes, I think that's where it's going.
She's she's gonna do impressions of Honey. I can't wait for it. I
Mm.
actually am excited to see what B does with this. Do you think Billy's gonna fall for it all though?
I mean, I can't see him being. He doesn't even like B at the moment, does he?
No,
He
but
thinks she's just
like we
weird,
say, yeah,
and
but
that's not
she's
going to stop
like I
her
said,
trying.
she spotted it with Vinny.
Yeah.
If she's a master manipulator, would Billy be that hard to manipulate, really?
No, not in the slightest. I wouldn't have thought. No, no.
Hmm,
It's not looking good for
interesting.
Honey, is it really? And the fact that
It's
she's
not.
now going to be living in her house for an unspecified amount of time, like what are they going to come back to? Because what if she's going to be basically in charge of the builders or whatever is going on in the place where while they're away. So what say is she going to have over the decor or anything like that?
That's where it's going to begin, isn't it? She's going to
Mm,
pretend to be Honey to the builders while she's
yeah,
living there, and
yeah,
that's where it's going to start.
yeah.
And then yeah, she's going to be like, actually, and maybe she's going to think of the things that Honey would actually like.
Mm,
So
yeah.
maybe actually Honey will like it when she comes back, but I wonder if
And
that's
Billy
where
will
it's going to
hate it.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's where it's going to start then while she's away. Ooh,
She's she is two
can't wait.
sandwiches short of a picnic. She really, really is.
We've got a comment here from Faye Wesker who says, "Oh no, Max framed the superhero outfit made me want him and Linda to get together. And then I quickly remembered 2027 Max and don't want him anywhere near Linda."
Mm,
Side note, Bee's an absolute bunny boiler, isn't she?
that's from a
Yes.
psychological film as well, by the way. But Buddy Boiler.
Oh, is
That's
it? Which film?
yes. That's the one where she bought. Is it Close Encounter? She or play
I've not
Misty
seen
for
it.
me, or play Misty for me. One of the two. Basically, this woman gets obsessed with a radio presenter and puts a rabbit in a pot. One of the
Oh, is that where that phrase comes
yes, that's where that
from?
comes from. Yeah, Bunny
Wow.
Boiler. That's where that
Learn
comes from.
something
Yeah,
new
yeah.
every day.
The early 90s were a time in film
Yeah.
for that sort of
But
thing.
yeah, see, Faye said here that she thought she wanted him to get back together after he did the superhero thing. Because for a second, I was like, oh, that's a really nice gesture from Max. But then you're like,
No, it's all
uh-uh.
to do with getting laid. That's all Max does anything for, ever. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But again, 2020, what is 2027 Max? Oh, yeah. And then he's like, it depends on whether he's cheating on the bride, though. How could you have
Come
your
on.
pregnant, yeah,
Come on.
what am I saying? I'm
It's
on a blooming
Max.
podcast about EastEnders here. What am I saying about Max? But could he really have his pregnant mistress next to him, but then still be smiling
Yes.
at his
It's Max. Of course he could.
his wedding
Yes.
outfit?
Yes. Yes, he could.
Yeah. All right, fair. Okay.
Jake Ratcliffe has said, really intrigued by Priya's line about crossing the road to avoid her siblings. Okay, it could just be something she made up to fool Mark and Vicky, but would love it if some of her siblings turned up. Priya is such a fascinating character, and I'd love to learn more about her. Yeah, I agree. I
Mm.
spotted that line this week and thought, why have you fallen out with your siblings so much, missus?
And we've never really heard much about Priya's family, have
No,
we?
no, we don't really know that
And
much
what?
about her past, apart
She
from a
was,
history with Ravi.
this is it. And what? She was into her drugs and everything at,
Mm,
what, 18, 19 when she was
yeah,
with Ravi?
if not younger, yeah.
Yeah. So what happened? Where were her parents when all that were going on, or any of the family for that matter?
Exactly. That would be interesting to explore, I think. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
What if her siblings are the drug bosses? If they're in that world like she was when she was younger, the possibilities
Maybe.
are endless.
Maybe. They are endless. Them could
I
be,
do
could
feel like
be.
we're maybe just not going to meet these drug bosses there, but I feel like it might be wasteful if we don't, because you could easily write in who it could be.
I mean, I feel like Priya is the sort of person that like she's fallen out with her family, so I feel like none of her family would have anything to do with that world whatsoever, to be honest with you.
Krista Bosslet Horn says, all right, I am now convinced that Max and Linda will marry. And Alfie's comment about Kat being married to Phil gave me a great chuckle. What did he say? The wilderness years.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Maybe that was a hint about that era at the
Ye-
time. We'll call that the wilderness years. Yeah, that would work.
Oh, yeah, maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, sounds like they're adamant about Max and
Max and
Linda.
Linda.
I just,
But then again, they're
we're
making us think that,
yeah,
aren't
we're
they?
supposed to think
Yeah,
that at this stage. We are
yeah,
so far away from New Year's
yeah,
Day. Like there is going to
yeah,
be so many different twists and turns in Max's
yeah.
life before we get to New Year's Day. Like I wouldn't be surprised if nobody involved in his life at the moment has anything to do with what goes on New Year's Day. To be honest with you.
Yeah, true. Maybe like Ronnie or Roxy will turn up.
But then, my other thought is if because the way that episode was framed, it looked like the women in that scene were preparing for a wedding in some role at some point.
Well, yeah. Cindy was definitely looking at some kind of wedding dress, I
Yeah,
think.
I feel like there's more than one wedding happening next on New Year's
Yeah,
Day.
yeah, definitely. Or possibly. Linda was arguably just putting makeup on in a mirror.
Yeah,
We didn't actually see a dress.
no, Denise could be anywhere,
Denise we
but
didn't
then
even see.
why is Libby back for her as
But
well? So
also, if it was Denise and she were getting married to Max, why would she be getting ready at Jack's house for it?
yeah, yeah. If she's
That don't make
broken up,
sense.
because it seems like
Yeah.
her and Jack are done by New Year's Day as well, doesn't it? So
But I do think Chelsea had a wedding dress as well. I think we actually
yeah,
saw a dress, but there's nothing to say it's her wedding dress.
no, no. So and that could have just been if it was Denise. I mean, I can't say in a million years that Denise would marry Max,
No, I
but
can't, but
if those two are connected, being mother and daughter. So
yeah, she's just
I don't know.
preparing a mum's wedding dress potentially.
Yeah. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can do the following.
You can find us on Facebook at Albert Square After Dark, on Twitter and Instagram at E20 After Dark. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can listen to us on Apple and wherever you find your podcasts. Drop us an email, e20afterdarkpodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to buy us a coffee, you can do so by going on buymeacoffee.com/E20 After Dark.
Thank you very much indeed for watching and for listening. We should be back same time next week. Until then, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.